Well, there's nothing for it but to start playing. And we've got a few pieces of information. We've got how this terrain is built up, which is probably of some importance in that we have to look and see, hey, which things could we get if we went for them? And notably, 1, 2, 3, but I think there's one that's missing. This yellow thing is not immediately available. That might be a bad choice to pick. It's hard to tell because this little disc is going to move around and we're not sure where we're going to be in the positioning or whatnot. So, you know, in terms of like, hey, is that a reasonable assumption? Maybe, maybe not. It's really tough to say. In terms of what we'd be close to, we look around as well. There's a couple of these blue things, whatever they are, little bishops. I don't know what they stand for. They stand for this, which, again, it doesn't say there, but it'll say over here what that is. That's church authority. Well, that seems like not a bad choice, although if we head in this direction, that could be problematic, couldn't it? On the other hand, there's a lot of these, which is the state-controlled church, which are available. And that's kind of appealing. Now, I have for all of these, so it really kind of doesn't matter. I'm just trying to pick one that I'll succeed in getting. You know? These guys are relatively tightly packed over here. So they may not be the safest thing, although there are ones back here. It is possible I could end up somewhere where it's hard to get them. So I think that's a bad choice. And what's our other one? The other one is the yellow, which is hard to reach. So I'm going to randomize between those two because they just seem the best. This is probably a little better, but okay. So this will be my choice to play. Now, it's going to be kind of boring. This doesn't really matter. It's going to have every single one in it. The only thing that matters here is which way do I go? How do I swing when it comes to that particular... although they're not hanging you, so it's how do I burn? The same kind of assessment would really go for every player. They're all going to look at this, but the first player might be the first person to pick, and that could be somewhat problematic. It's really, you know, I'm looking at this with no real information as to how to make this decision. So what I'm going to do with the next player is on odds, I'm going to pick one of those two. Okay, even is not that simple. So this is the worst of them. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, and 6, I'm not sure. All right, so I'm going to pick this one. Again, I got no better reason to pick, and I don't want everybody, you know, making the same choices, so I'm throwing a little bit of randomness in. This is very unlikely, and we'll do the same kind of mechanism here. I just think these two are the most valid with this particular terrain or geography. Now that I've made it through, the last player has some interesting thoughts here, which has to do with this. This says, well, which ones are going to match, right? These don't look too hard. These guys look like they're going to get overrun. So I will just pick that. Being a little smarter than the other players, taking a little bit more information into hand. We don't know how much that's going to make. Now everybody reveals their card. That doesn't do me a lot, but everybody wants the same thing. That's amazing. Okay. That's exactly what I was kind of trying to avoid, but it ended up happening with my randomness, so that's fine. Okay. So we go to the perform step, and here you have choices between prayer, hymn, sermon, and pass. All right. Sermon and debate cube. What the fuck's a debate cube? I don't know. I'll ignore that. All right. It's not mentioned anywhere in here. Maybe just some weird artifact. Whatever. So first player has some options. Everybody's aiming for the same thing, so there's no reason to play in here. That would be a waste. Yeah, somebody better do it, right? Else we hit into one of these anomalous situations, and it's quite possible under this circumstance that we will get there. If no intention cards match, doctrine tiles that the spirit marker can access. Well, we don't have that. That's the first thing to check at the end of the intention. Well, there's one that people can reach. However, at the beginning of perform, if no intention cards match any doctrine verse, and no martyr has a sermon card, okay, and no martyr has a face-down intention card they want to play, I would suspect that's are able to play as opposed to want to play. I don't know. Anyway. Well, want to play is important, but it has to be playable. It can't just be that they want to play it. They have to be able to as well. What does this leave me with? Well, with everybody playing in the same place, oh neat. I don't have any colors to mark the different players. That's going to be problematic. We're going to have to come up with markers to indicate which player. Oh no, we've got the colors of the cards. Cool. Okay. That'll work. All right. With nobody with anything to play, I got a couple of choices. I could play one of these. I will probably be able to get a spectator. Cost me 2, however, and it seems to me that these are in short supply. With so many people interested, I go and look and I say, you know what? Chicken butt. I'm going to look at my articles and I want to burn, baby. I want to burn. I'm going to go all the way up. I'm going to grab this. Everybody else can pass if they want to. It's early in the game. I might be able to pump that sucker up all by myself. All right. But I don't know the answer to that, right? You know, this is the kind of thing that, like, these intensely abstract games, the first time you play it, you're blundering around looking for what the fuck it's about. You know, and you don't have any clear, real understanding of what the valuations are going to be. So I did that, and I believe I know nothing. Let's look at how this works. Place a prayer cube matching. Okay, so I do not move this forward. This doesn't move until somebody claims the actual values. Claims them and has one of these. That's an important combination. Okay. Well, do I want to come in second in this? Do we all want to boycott that and let him try to hang on it? I don't know. It's very hard to tell. coming in second feels like the safer move. This moves. So I'm going to do that, actually. I'm going to play, oh, maybe I'm not second. I want a star. This makes it a lot less likely. But I'm going to put myself all the way out there too with the star. And now things get a lot more complicated because these guys are going to be, both of them, behind whoever else is there. However, these guys have to pump it all the way to 9, which means, maybe I can go with 6 and not put a lot in. Of course, this is the only thing I can grab this turn, so I probably want at least 1. I don't look at that. I can't play for this, though. I can't do a prayer. It's out of my option. I could try to bone the people who are going for that. That's a possibility. More interesting might be to pick up one of these, wait to bone whatever's going to happen until somebody puts it and makes it happen. Then I can screw it. So we're on the third player here, green. What the hell are they going to do? Well, I could skip yellow. I don't know how valuable that is. But I think that may be the best. So I'll take this. I'll put 2 of these here. And I have this to remind me that I get a cube back. That's important to remember. Is that all that happens when I give a sermon? You do not have a spectator tile on one of your face down intention cards. You could have one separately. The action can be fully completed. Hey, I forgot to do it. Okay, so I guess I move forward and that moves him back. This stays with me, and that means we go back to red's turn. I think. Again, a full explanation of where things move isn't given in the rules, but this seems the most plausible. Okay. So, red has prayed. Red could work for these. I'm kind of in favor of that, but I'm worried that we'll overshoot the mark still. And grabbing a sermon doesn't seem like a bad idea. If I move back, I make orange go a lot later. If I move someone else back, I could reverse this order. Oh, fuck me. I got a problem. This guy got to play 2 of these cards. Let me fully randomize his other card, although other people have been playing differently. This one's not a terrible choice. Okay. So I could play 2 of these and move back, and that would screw orange out of a turn, but that doesn't really hurt. It just hurts in terms of being able to fill these more quickly. So I don't know that that's a terrible thing. I'll take this one. And that says move someone else back a stake. Who do I want to move back? I'll move green back. And that reverses the problem and puts it back on green to take their turn. All right, well, green's up again. Am I allowed to do another sermon? I don't think so. You do not have a spectator tile on one of your intention cards, and yeah, I could. I could. Now this is interesting because I got no interest in any of these except to boost away from them. If I pass, I'm done, but then I have 3 breath cubes. I have a bigger reserve left over for my next turn. Huh. Well, and I can still collect this. That's not an issue if it does go up there. What if, and I cannot play here, that's something else. What if I move myself back a stake? Sure. This may be a big mistake to put so many in play for myself. And that means we go back over to blue. And this is going to get scrambled and it's going to confuse me, I can tell you that. All right, so blue is in a position where the only thing they already care about. Now that doesn't mean that I can't put more in. And if we don't fill these guys up, there's actually a problem. The problem being that a whole bunch of cubes go away and the overall scoring gets very low. I may not mind that. This guy is probably pretty dumb in that case. So, I'm going to play a cube here. I believe that's all that happens. If you have a spectator tile in your player area, you can use it as that. No, I don't. Okay. That means the next player is red. Hey, make it game over, man. Just start passing. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth me playing one of these. I don't know if I care. I'm going to fucking pass. Because yellow can screw things up. I'm just going to pass. Okay. That puts it over to yellow. Now, yellow is interested in the just war. Operation Just Cause. Why you do it? Just cause. Which is interesting. I'm also interested in the church. There's nothing of value I can do here. I don't know which way I'm going. It's going to be the case throughout. I am against just wars. Just war isn't going to be trivial to get. But I can bump that. This is already in place if nobody moves it. Game might be shorter than I thought. So I'm going to put that here and grab the big 10-pointer. Because with red passing already, there's going to be a fair amount of cubes missing, I think. We don't know. Could be, could not. Okay. Now, green kind of doesn't care what they take. How do they feel about just wars? They're against them as well. This would not be a terrible time, I think, to do this. And join in on it, I think. All right, so we go to blue. And blue has a bunch of cubes left. Right now, I don't know how much people are interested in being allowed to pull anything. But nobody will get anything. If I'm correct. Let's take a look. What is the screw up here? At the beginning, if no face-up intention cards match, no Martyr has a Sunburn card. Yeah, we're going to have Sunburn cards. Okay. So people are going to get to play for stuff no matter what. So that's not a huge issue. Do I want to enforce things? I feel kind of screwed that red's passing. Yeah, I don't know. So there's an advantage here. We can't have that advantage happening. So blue goes there. We go back to yellow. All right, yellow's Just War has just been undone. Yellow cannot pass without losing their opportunity to influence anything anymore. Whoa, what's up here? This was green. Who went second? Okay. But I could go for another prayer, right? I'm not limited, right? Right. I could pray again. Now that would expose more of my hand if I choose to do that. And that feels unwise, but on the other hand, I don't want this to go over, but I don't want to help this. Yeah, I'm going to pray. I'm not thrilled with this, but it uses one cube, and it doesn't help anyone else. These others are driving things in a direction that helps other people, and I don't want to do that. The reordering of the play has given me an advantage. I have more cubes than anyone else. I will go in favor of the doctrine of swinging oats. Let's find that. That's this one. I am in favor. Correct? Yes, I think we should swing oats. I'm going to put myself over here. I feel like it's a safer place. Again, the game might end early. And I get to take a 10. Remember, I only get 3 of these to play in. All right, that puts us to green. Green's out of cubes. No more cubes, man. So green passes. Puts us to blue. Blue has 2 cubes. If I play here, orange will play. If I don't play, if I pass, I'm not going to get my stuff. Ouchies. Nobody can get any of these others. Orange has 3 cubes, though. They could get to where they could produce the one thing that they're interested in that no one else is. Intriguing. I feel like I'm stuck over the barrel here. There's nothing good I can do. I could play both my cubes here, but I do that, orange will push me into there. If I play my cube here, orange will push me into there. I think I'm just screwed, so I pass. That puts it over on orange. Orange says, we don't care about this. This is rocket ships. Now, we could care about it because we're able to play in that, but you know, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I could play 3 times here and be the only one to get anything out of this stuff. I don't know if that's going to work, though. And the reason why, and this is, sometimes you can figure things out and say, oh, I know that X will happen, because you're used to the way the world works. But here, there's nothing I can really accomplish here. All I'm doing is saying, I'm the only one who can play, so I will go to there. We'll see how that works, because the thing is, I don't know what the order is going to be. And I don't know what that's going to impact in terms of people being able to maybe deny me the ability to get to where I want to go. I've used all my cubes, so I won't be able to play in these. Okay, so that puts us to the response phase. And the verse, well, the verses are rocket ships. Nobody's got any of them. And the just war. So these all go. Okay. The doctrine verse, if your face-up intention matches, you get to play. In turn order, take one turn to claim a doctrine tile. Well, what is turn order at this point? That's a good question. Because you see, we finished passing here, and I don't know the answer to that. After you take any, you put it on top of the stake, next in order, even if the order changed. So I think what happens is green goes first, because orange went last. And so green has two things they can do. And they would not like, or they would like, orange not to be able to do anything. So I'm going to move here and take this. And I don't know what happens. You can choose to, if a spirit, claim the spirit by moving it along the spirit path to newly discard your sermon face down and claim one breath cube. Okay, so that's how it happens. So yeah, this goes face down under there, so it'll come up in the same order, and I get a breath cube back. I get part of my expensive cost back. And that's why these aren't that terrible, because they do loan you your money back. Now, so here's what I'm confused about. The doctrine, so it says a doctrine if the spirit marker, a spectator tile if the spirit marker. The doctrine versus the doctrine matching. If you're face up, all remaining in turn order, take one turn each to claim a doctrine tile and or a spectrum tiles. So I think I can only take one doctrine tile, and spectator tiles. No matter how I do it, either intention face up or face down intention cards, but I'm allowed to take more than one spectator tile, so I will do that. And I think I've just, oh, fuck. Let's do it in this order instead. Here, then here. Because that'll make life hard on orange. And now blue goes. Blue has nothing. They cannot take anything. Red goes. Red has one of these. They could take a spectator, but there isn't one visible. What happens to me under those circumstances? I think I hold... Oh, wait. This guy took a spectator tile. You can only choose if a spirit marker and you don't have a sermon, and you have a sermon card in your player area. Hold on. Claim the spectator tile by removing it from your hand. Huh? Yeah. By removing it from your hand and moving the spirit, discard the sermon card face down. Immediately select one of your intention cards. I thought I couldn't do this if I have an intention card covered. No, I can't take a sermon, right? Is that where that restriction was? Only if you don't have a spectator card. Yeah. So I actually get to put 2 of these. Now, one of them I'm going to put here on Just War. And the other one, I'm not really all that interested in this. I am the green player. How do I feel about this? I am in favor. So I'm going to play, no, not on that. I'm going to play on this. Because I think I can play for this in the opposing side to this guy. Of course, that means I can't pick either of these cards. It does limit me. What are we on? Red? Red gets to pick one. Now, I can't immediately turn these in. They have to bake for a turn before the cookies are ready. Red has cubes. If there was a spectator I could reach, I could even use this to get to it, but there isn't. So I think I hold on to this. I have to pee. If anything gets rid of those sermon cards, maybe we'll see that they disappear here. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it would be listed somewhere in there. All right. So red is done. I don't remember where we started, right? It was green. That puts me to yellow. Now, if yellow had a cube, they could jump a space and hit one of these, but they don't, so they get nothing. All right. And now we go to the end phase, where for every unoccupied luminary, permanently remove a breath card. So that's 3 breath cubes go away. Discard any spectator tiles on the hymn cards from the game. None were played. Nobody had any in time to play them. Collect any remaining expended breath cubes, and there are none there, so the special case of that doesn't apply. So this is what's left. Beginning with the Martyr at the end of the current turn order. What does that mean? Right? Is that this guy? Or is it this guy? Right? This is the end of the 4 that are there. This is the last player to go after this. Or is it this guy because he was at the beginning of the current turn order for this round? Is this term defined? I don't have a word for that. And in fact, what's not clear is whether or not, so when you went, I may have done the wrong thing here with the response phase. Wait, yeah, I did the wrong thing with the response phase. Yellow should not have gone first. So in fact, I screwed up. We're going to have to undo things. Okay. Well, fuck me. Because I've got all this shit here. All right. So yellow shouldn't have gone first. We should have reset to blue. That's what this says here, right? After the Martyr has last in turn order takes an action, move the turn. No. Once everyone has passed, yeah, the perform phase is complete. It doesn't say the order to do these in. It says in turn order. I think I was supposed to start over with blue. Okay. Blue wouldn't have been able to do anything. Red would have been able to grab the first person. So I don't know what green is going to take, but red would have grabbed the first person and been able to put it, let me put this here. Well, let me swap it for one of the green ones. It doesn't really matter which one. Okay, because the ordering there. Red would have been able to grab the first one, and what would they have put it on? Yeah, that's a good question. I think I put it on the church authority, the bishop or whatever, that I wasn't able to get this turn. Okay. That means yellow went next. Yellow would have still been unable to get to here because this would have been here. And then green would have moved it here instead. And they get to pick their call on these. And I don't remember what I'm doing, but I could go with the just war, which the other player is going for, or why did I pick this? I don't have a good reason for that. I'm going to put it on the just war, I guess. I'm really not sure about that. Anyway, now we've gotten the ordering right, and now we go back here and we go in reverse order. Beginning with the martyr at the end, distribute breath cubes one at a time in reverse turn order. Okay, so green gets one, and yellow gets one, and red gets one, and blue gets one. And green gets one, and yellow gets one, and red gets one, and blue gets one. And green gets one, and yellow gets one, and red gets blue. Red gets one, and blue gets none. That was another one. Okay. Somehow or another, not everyone's at 5. No, okay. It was like, these guys are at 5. What the fuck's up? Yeah, but this guy's at 4, this guy's at 3. So a couple have been lost. Move the turn tracker so that the top of the stake above the first martyr's avatar. All these guys pop back up out of the fire, which means nothing. And that's what I mean by, the game is thematic, is that it has nothing to do with anything. It is merely theme, that there's no topic here. There really isn't. There's nothing that relates to the reality of the situation. Discard all the sermon cards remaining in any player areas. Oh! Okay, that was the thing I was looking for. So picking a second one of these was a bone. Okay. And, you have to be intimately aware of the entire procedural structure. There's nothing that helps guide you other than the procedural structure. But screw it. I couldn't even tell who was going first and whatever. That kind of stuff. The only way you're going to learn this is by playing the game a fucking heap load of times. And whatever that is. It might be 2-3 times. Remember, I only generally play things once. But it means that the reasoning isn't available to you on first play. The only way you're going to understand these things is multiple plays and thinking about the situation within that context. Unlike, like an 18xx game where there might be a lot of weird shit going on, but you probably should be gathering money. That's not going to hurt you. It might, but, Place the remaining face-up hymn and service sermon cards face down at the bottom of their respective decks. Draw and place 2 new face-up hymn and 3 new face-up sermon. Order is not specified here. I think this one should be discarded first, but I don't know. because again, it matters if you're not reshuffling. So these get placed, and then these. And it may not matter. I don't know how much importance there is as to, what specific sermon there is. Now, if we look at these, this one has 2 of the same. Oh, they all have 5. And there are only 4. Yeah, they all have all of them. There was something about them not being on the card or something, but it may be... maybe what I was looking for here. Well, no, not there. Response phase, right? If your face-up intention cards matches any of the doctrine verses, the doctrine verses are the ones that match. Maybe I was misreading that. Okay. Yeah, I think I was misunderstanding that. Return all your face-up intention cards to your hand of unplayed intention cards. And everybody has at least 1 breath cube. We've made it through 1 turn. We'll try another turn and see if anything makes more sense. But, again, my idea of fun is not blundering through a game with no idea what I'm trying to do. And that's where things like subject matter in a game, linking to your actions, make a game enjoyable. In a game of Monopoly, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to collect property so that I can collect rent when people hit it. That makes sense. I can say that in about a sentence. What am I trying to do here? I don't know. I'm trying to collect points, through this obscurantism format. Obscurantist format. Narrative, the game is all about puzzling out what the game is about. And so it's pretty hard to back away and try to tell a story from what's happening. I don't see a means of doing that, so I guess we'll just continue with a playthrough as is. So now intentionality here. I've already exposed something and would really like that. But that something may not be trivial to reach anymore. That's somewhat painful. It would be possible using this to get there. With my heavy investment in that, I'm going to go... No. This would be easier to get, but I'm going to go with the church authority again and play for that, trying to get that. For red, well, the church authority, I've already got one placed. So now I look at the intentions, and those are only going to work if we can time them right, Well, am I exposed anywhere else? I'm not yet. There are players who are exposed. So let's take a look at what these others are. I'm already triggered on the church authority. I have a lesser value than blue does on it, but I'm okay with that. What's near me? Just War is near me. There's a lot of Just War over there. I'm interested in supporting a Just War. Let's look. That's the opposite of everyone else. Let's go that way. Let's go in the direction of Just War. It's easier to figure them out, now that some stuff's on the board and now that, this is positioned and everything, at least to me. Here, well, he's already committed to being able to take a Just War, all played out, although he really wanted to have 2 of these suckers. What else is he fiddling in? Well, his color is green. The only green cube is on the Just War track. So, I look around and I say, well, the other one that's near me is if things go in the other direction, they go for those little rocket ships. And for orange, yellow, whatever, he also has his just war. He didn't get anything, so he's going to play that down and try to go for that as his intention. Everybody exposes their intentions now. I could have just left them face up. You know, it's not like I don't know what everybody's doing in my head, and saved me a little effort there. Now we come to perform. This is our current order. Blue has to go first. Well, I cannot pray on this. I've already used my cube up for that. I have nothing else I'm aiming for, so prayer may not seem like a great choice. There aren't a lot of bystanders around. That doesn't leave me a lot of choices. Bugger. I just don't know what to do, you know? So I'll look at this, and a lot of the points are taken up in just war. I get the feeling I should probably go for rocket ships. And I'm against rocket ships, so I'll play there. I'll play this side, taking the 6 spot, leaving an opportunity for the person who gets this to get more points, actually, because the 9 ended up scaring everybody away from playing on me. That puts it on red. Red's got just war and that. I don't really want to play on these early because it could pass what I'm trying to go for, whatever that is. So, although this doesn't require a match, that's kind of nice. I am not on the Just War track, so I should go there. And I want to go in favor of war. Where am I going to go? This kind of sucks, because if I'm not getting a lot of points, this 2 isn't going to do me much. And -1. Okay. That bumps me over to yellow. Yellow doesn't have a lot of cards. Yellow's already on the Just War track. They're good with that. Getting things to there is going to be problematic for me, so I don't want to play something there particularly. I don't have any other plays in place. Which direction am I on rocket ships? I will... Oh, I've already got 2 of these. Damn. What's up? My second one is over here. So if I play for rocket ships... Yeah, but I don't want this. Well, I already have that. I don't want that. So yeah, I'll go with rocket ships. And we'll take this space and this one. Is that wise? I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about nothing like that. All right, that puts me on green. And green is looking at the church and the Just War. The Just War I can do without having to play around with the hymns. That's kind of nice. And I'm already adopted on that. but I'm not adopted on my rocket ships. But I can't get rocket ships. This is going to take a long ways to get where I want to go. Whereas this one only takes one, but ouch. I've only got one of these. I can't play rocket ships. I'm in the bad one, and these two are equally bad. I don't really care which one I get. Everybody's going to be getting 3. 3 times 4. I think there's going to be a 2 available to me somewhere. But there's a 6 available here. Do I have something for that? What's up with that? What is up with that? That's feathers or something. I don't know what feathers are, but why don't we accomplish what we want to on feathers and get some points? Feathers we're in favor of. We like feathers. We'll put ourselves on the 9 space since somebody else is there. I'm sorry, the 6 space, since somebody else is there. And hope for the best. That puts us to blue. What is blue up to? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything. Well, blue wants to get the church authority back in play. That's going to be really, really hard. I got nothing else to do. I could fiddle around with these and set something up for next turn. Or I could start playing these. Nice thing about this one is it's got 2. Someone's got everything except feathers. Move forward twice. See, screwing around with the turn order costs me 2 cubes, and it bypasses people and gives them later plays, which is really painful. Buying these is not good in general, but I can do something that doesn't hurt me too much. So I'm going to take this one and see what happens. Move someone else back 2 spaces. I'm going to move red back 2 spaces, which pushes both of these up 1, I guess. Again, okay. That puts me on yellow or orange, who is looking at, I don't know what, some cubes, some stuff, some pieces. Can't pray anymore. I've prayed all that I can. I could try to buy a tile. Well, I don't know why he's going for this, man. There aren't any around. But if rockets open up or if things get down here, maybe it'll appear. But I just don't think... I think it'll just end up getting discarded, which is not useful. I am interested in just war. So I'm going to play a cube here, keeping things in play. That puts it on green. Green says, hey, I like that. That's cool. Green doesn't care about their other one. They can do that at will. They don't think that they're going to go first, but you don't know. No. Blue goes first, no matter what, towards this, towards getting these. Which means he has almost no chance of getting one of those, I think. I don't know. Again, I can't even figure out the sequence, right? You know, that's how bad this is, how obfuscated the design is that I'm not even certain without looking it up again and again and again, what the fuck is going to happen in a turn. And this is what happens in these complex Euros. You know, it becomes so much about the turn order and the picking of these and that and the others, and it's just this pile of shit. There's no fun. There's no story. There's no competition. You're just blundering around trying to figure out how you can come into alignment with the game until you've played it enough times that it becomes absolutely boring because, you know, then whatever there was to the design was figuring out how to fucking play it, you know? And then it just, you know, that's why people play a game 2 or 3 times. You know, when I see the Euro gamers, they play it a couple of times, they're really excited about it, and then they're like, well, I don't want to ever play that again. They play it a couple times in quick succession because I don't understand what's going on. Then, oh, I think I have an idea of what's going on and I kind of understand it. Let me try a strategy. And then, oh, I can perfect my strategy or try a different strategy. And then it's like, wash your hands of it, you know? Now, it's not like I get to play my games very often, but what that means is all I get is the blundering around with no fucking clue what I'm doing. These are just so fucking pointless. I have no idea what anybody wants with them. So what am I doing? I'm doing green. I'm going to play a piece. I'm going to play a cube somewhere. So I'm happy. Somebody's where they want to be. I could pray. I could pray for what? What do I want to pray for? Well, I got to look. Where do I have greens? I have greens there and there. Those two are even. I don't really care which one I get. I can't play for either of them. I'm in the 2 I could play for. I don't think I can get any of these. Fuck it, I'm passing. Great. Boy, that was fun. At least I'll have more cubes next turn. Yeah, I don't know. Red, what's red doing? I don't know. Red's doing this that they get for free, and they're doing this that they want to arrange. Well, I definitely don't want rocket ships, so I'm just, and I don't know. Am I in both of these? I don't know. I'm in this one. Am I in that one? Yeah, I'm in that one. Yeah, I'll bone the rocket ships. That seems like a good move. Which is why, you know, playing, well, whoever played there wasn't really going for them, so it's fine. But there is not another rocket ship. Okay. All right. And then these, I mean, you can kind of see through them, but not really. So you can't really see, oh, you're supposed to put these over here. That's why. Gotcha. Okay. So we're on blue. What's blue doing? Blue bought something useless last turn. That was stupid. I'll keep playing. Because I don't know, and I really don't fucking care anymore. I'm sick of this shit. And that's how I feel when I'm playing these opposed and whatever. It's like, okay, somebody went over the rules. I got no idea what I'm trying to do. I have no idea what the game's about. And, you know, then maybe somebody zoned out on it and figured out, you know, there's like the clever person or the clever couple of people who figured out what the game is like, you know, how you accumulate points on it or whatever. And then, you know, and they're doing things and you feel like they're doing things at random, so you might as well just fucking do things at random because it's all there is to it. And, you know, it's just not fucking worth it. These games are just fucking horrible. I don't know. What's yellow up to? So yellow wants to get it to this. Well, it's at that. Great. I'm not going to do anything there, obviously. I can't pray anymore. I don't have 2 cubes, so I pass. That puts it on red. What's red doing? Well, red's got this exactly where they want it. They don't want to play this because they've got that. These are useless. They could pray. I think I decided praying wasn't worth it, but I don't fucking remember. I'm in 2 places, the 2 places I want to be. The other 2 are 2-point cards. I don't care which ones I'm at. I'll pass. That puts it on blue. Blue's the last person. I don't particularly want that there. In fact, I want it here. So I succeed. And I'm done. So I go down. All right, I got to swap batteries. Making things like Agricola look good. You know? All right, where the fuck am I? And that takes a lot of effort, right? I mean, this, at least in Agricola, I feel like I'm getting things trying to move towards something, or Le Havre and stuff like that. I feel like I'm moving towards something. This is so much worse than like the worker placement stuff. Okay, so now I'm at response. Determine the doctrine of each hymn. So we have that. This one doesn't generate anything. This one generates these guys. So everything else goes away. And everybody's screwed except blue. Excellent. Okay. In turn order, claim a doctrine tile and or spectator tiles. All right. So, to claim a doctrine tile, I would have to be next to one of these. I'm not. I don't have any cubes, so I can't do shit. There are none of these, so I can't do shit. So, yay, I won the fight for this, but I get nothing. Excellent. All right, I guess that's blue's turn. We go to yellow. Yellow has nothing. They lose. Green. Green has nothing here, but I could claim this. Well, pretty awesome if I can get something. So this is a first time that we do this. I get one of these. Where do I want to go after that? That's a good question. Where is green? Green's over here on feathers. There's a feather over here, so I'll move to this one. I had cubes, oops, so I could fuck around and play with this, but there's no need to. This goes here, and that generates one in my direction on here. Okay, only 3 more to go, and I get to score my points. Yeah, I think this game's going to be over and nobody's going to have any points. Or they'll have negative points because they're holding one of these. Okay. So yeah, that stays in his hand and can be used over on one of these from now on. All right. So that's green's turn. Then we go to red. Red has nothing, but I have one of these. Am I able to do shit with it? I am not. Now, I could spend to jump over a space or 2 spaces. 2 spaces, yes. So I will do that. I don't think they're different. I think you just put in 1 and it counts the same as for either. So then I expend this to move this 1, 2, boink, and grab this. I get to put this here, and that moves the little star towards me. Again, I need 3 more. Yay. That'll be all the players. And we've done something. That's better than before. Okay. Now, for every unoccupied luminary, that's 4 of them. So we remove 4 more cubes. Boom! Gone! Discard any spectator tiles and hymn cards on the hymn cards from the game. There aren't any. Collect any remaining expended breath cubes from the luminary spaces and our cards, and assign them beginning with the last player. Oh, somebody had this. Who had that? He did. But he didn't get anything for it. Okay. So this one comes. And now in reverse order. Red gets a cube. Green gets a cube. Yellow gets a cube. Blue. Red. At least we're running down. Pretty soon it'll be over. God willing. Damn. Okay, move all avatars up. All right, we do that. I guess we move the fire. Doesn't really say so, but it seems like that's, there it is, yeah. Discard all sermon cards remaining in player areas. That was his that I threw away. Place the remaining hymn and sermon cards face down on their decks. You know, we're not going to make it that far, I hope. I hope that we turn these around. We put that there. These go in this order. New ones show up. This inanity continues. Return all your face-up intention cards back to your hands. Great. And that is the end of turn 2. We're going to load this up. I'm damn close to melting down over it, but I've decided it just doesn't fucking matter. I'll just proceed with the mechanical actions. Won't learn anything. That's what I pretty much get out of these games when I play them, is I try a little bit to figure out what the fuck they're about, and I can't get it. Other people can. I don't think I'm a stupid person, but they have absolutely no bearing to anything, and have this, they also aren't abstract enough to justify, you know, being not about anything. You know? So, yeah, I mean, I can play a card game, you know, I can play bridge, I can play things that, like Go or something, and maybe not develop the right way to play, but I can develop a way to play that makes sense. But when you give me something like this, it's just, there's so much effort being made to hide what you're even trying to do, you know, by putting all these little steps and sub-steps into all the actions. You know, again, you could take a war game and change its mechanisms in such a way that it didn't make any sense, right? And that's what these feel like they're trying to do. They're trying to achieve that kind of complexity, but instead of achieving it organically, they're doing it with this sort of intention to make it difficult to understand what the fuck the game's even about. All right, up it goes.